Hey, what's up, everybody? The second most important thing in Denver today is Troy's awesome edits on TikTok. Dude, I love the B-roll for the the scooter video. That was so funny. It was like the scooters are like hanging out of a trash can and like half buried.
Hmm.
It really illustrated the point pretty well.
Yeah, yeah. The pile of scooters on the right of the
Yeah,
handicap ramp on the corner of the sidewalk was a pretty compelling visual, I thought.
it cracked me up, man. Now when I see him, I'm like, is that roadkill? Is that a raccoon? Oh no, that's a mangled lift scooter.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I appreciated that. That was a good one. The first most important thing in Denver is the NFL Combine, man. Did you see how many guys are running 4.240s?
Yeah, it's like every other guy now. It's pretty insane.
It's so crazy, man.
Yeah.
NFL is just the level of athleticism is just unbelievable.
Yeah, it's just getting better year after year after year. Like the athletes that we have now versus 10, 15, 20 years ago, it's like night and day. It's crazy.
Yeah, totally, man. We got the draft coming up. Raiders got what, the fifth pick?
Sixth, I think.
Sixth pick.
Yeah.
All goes well. Who you hoping to pull from the draft this year?
Either I want a QB, so either Cam Ward or Shador if they fall.
Yeah, dude, Shador sitting out the combine. Not a good look.
People are saying he could slip. Cam Ward could slip. We'll see. If we get one of those QBs, I'll be happy. Um, I just don't want another Gardner Minshew or Aiden O'Connell season. Just please, anything. That. Anything.
Totally. For our Colorado boys, this is would be my preference. I would love to see the Shador in silver and black. I would love that. That would just make me so happy to play him twice a year, see him around. Travis, I'd love to see Trav go to the Patriots. If he ends up in New York, I think that would be great too. But I could see him. He seems like a Patriot to me. You know, Travis in as a Raider would be sick too.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. He'd be awesome, but that's just not like adding that type of player is not what the Raiders need right now.
Yeah,
And I would hate to see him just rot in that
yeah,
area. So,
totally. The Broncos got a first, second, third, fourth, and three six-round picks. If there's a chance, I think we got the 20th pick, that Ashton could drop down to 20, there's a chance.
that'd be a great fit. Like,
I think so too. You
I
know,
mean, you guys don't have like a playmaking next level, next tier running back, so that would change the offense. That would be incredible if he fell that far.
yeah. I mean, they released Javante, which I'm sad about because I love angry runs, but they had Estime, and that guy is just a bowling ball. So they got the inside guy, but
Mhm.
for the catch out of the backfield and like outside the tackles, dude, Ashton would be amazing. You
Yeah.
know,
Oh yeah,
so
he'd be a franchise running back.
100%, if
Mhm.
there is such thing anymore.
Well, Saquon Barkley today just got the highest running back extension ever.
Did he really? I didn't see that. Good for him,
It
man.
happened like 20 minutes ago, like 20, 30 minutes ago. Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome. The it's funny because there's that massive humiliation that the Giants took in doing hard knocks. They did that, and there's that episode where they're talking about Saquon. They're like, well, Philly could get him, and they're just basically downplaying him. Dude, that was so damaging. No team has signed on to do hard knocks this year in the NFL. That they're gonna send it to like a college team.
No way.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
I know.
Wow.
I know. So yeah, good for Saquon. The Broncos second round pick. I like to see him take a tight end. There's a guy in Oregon and a guy from what is it? Penn State or
Hmm.
not Penn State? I'm sorry. Uh, Ohio State. The Ohio State that I think would be good choices. In the third round pick, maybe Scatterboo. You know, but
Mm.
I'm always biased for the running backs. I know Ohio State has a couple of amazing running backs up too, so I'm getting excited. This is what we have to hold on to in this like weird period
Mm.
between before March Madness, before baseball. I mean,
Mm.
what have we been doing for 2 weeks? It's depressing. I mean, obviously we got the NBA. You know,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, nothing really, honestly. Talking about scooters.
Nice, man. Well, you want to take us into some hot takes?
Yeah, let's do it. Sad news yesterday, Kyrie Irving tore his ACL out for season, which is
Oh,
super unfortunate for the Mavericks. Just traded Luka away. I think Anthony Davis only played 31 minutes before they lost him. They have another guy, I can't remember off the top of my name. Someone else is out. Um, that like they're just crumbling. It's went from finals last season to just totally collapsing right now due to
The
injury.
biggest
Trading.
loss of aura all time.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going on there. That's insane. It's really crazy to see a team decline so significantly a year after being in the finals. Next big thing, the Quarter Gold docuseries on Netflix. I don't know if you guys have checked that out. Just follows the Olympic basketball, not only US, but France, Canada, Serbia, all the other teams, and it's just a really cool kind of behind the curtain look at some of the perspectives from like each of these teams in different countries and how much this really means to them. And it was a really cool documentary. It's a long series too. I think might be 7, 8, 9 episodes. Each one's like an hour. I haven't finished it yet, but so far it's really good. Would recommend
Cool.
checking that out. Also, NBA Battle of the West is getting really tight. Lakers are in the second seed now. I think they're tied with the Nuggets, and it's just razor thin close all the way from the 2 seed essentially down to like the 9 seed. Like it's just a few games separating everyone. So the play-in tournament and the 6 seed squeaking in, avoiding the play-in tournament, and then the 2 seed are all just like well within grasp for a bunch of teams here. So it'll be interesting to see how this shakes out down the stretch.
Oh, yeah, I mean the Lakers are playing good offense. The defense looks a little sus. Luca is not the best defender in the world, but god dang, do they look inspired.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they're 8-2 in their last 10. They're winning games right now. So we'll see. I mean, the NBA is gonna be really happy if LeBron has a deep run in the postseason. That's only good for them in terms of ratings, revenue, just general engagement from the public. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
We know they're going to get the mob involved, so it can be a Lakers Celtics final. We know how the NBA works.
Yeah, honestly, that's a likely outcome, I would say.
It's cool, man. It's fun though. It's exciting. The NBA. It's an interesting season. I do. My heart breaks for Kyrie, man. He is such an amazing basketball player. He makes the NBA way better. I still don't really forgive him for that left-handed shot last year against the Nuggets, but you know,
Right. Yeah, it's hopefully as a quick recovery, athletes at that age, it's a major injury. Bounce back time can and recovery can be a little bit tougher than it was a few years ago. So,
yeah,
do the best for him.
totally. Nice. Thanks, Troy. All right, Tom, where are we riding today?
oh man, so we just had a big snowstorm come through last night. It didn't really do anything in Denver. They thought it was going to give us a couple inches here. But up in the mountains, we definitely got some accumulation. Let me get my numbers out here. Copper 9 inches overnight,
Nice.
Breck 7 inches, similar numbers in Steamboat, and it looks like we're gonna have another day of fake out spring today, maybe into tomorrow, but then again tomorrow, snow starting back up in the mountains. So it's looking like it might snow through Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then clear up again for the weekend. So it's looking like a potential POW day scenario this weekend. I'm going to be personally riding Steamboat starting
And good for
Saturday.
you, man.
Yeah, this is going to be
Right.
this is my this is my second Steamboat trip this year. So I got to get my 5 days for my Icon base pass. I got 5 days of Steamboat. I got to hit all of them. So I'm at 2 of 5 right now.
Love it. Love it when the high country gets snow and Denver gets rain. This is the best.
Yeah, it's a nice time of year. You know what? We're in March, and statistically, March has the highest snowfall of any month in Colorado. And we already kicked it off with, you know, multiple inches up in the mountains tonight or last night. So I think it's a good start to March, and hopefully we get a nice snowpack coming in to last us well into the spring. So
Yeah, cool, man.
that's the case.
That's the case, man. Right on. I'm going to get into some news items, and I wanted to follow up. We were talking about the psilocybin licensing yesterday, and Tom, if you want to take a look at it, there's kind of a cool chart on the process here for licensing. So it's on the Colorado Department of Revenue's website, and it's the Welcome to the Natural Medicine Division, which I think is great. So what it shows is the different kinds of applications that psilocybin is eligible for. And it looks like there's 5 of them. So there's healing centers, cultivation, product manufacturers, testing facility, and owner handlers. And this is probably, I speak to this because this looks like an opportunity for massive growth. Who knows how big this market is going to be, but like there's not that many licenses. So for the healing center, there's 10 standard and 3 micro healing center licenses that have been applied.
Wow.
Nothing approved yet. Cultivation, 7 standard, 1 micro, nothing approved yet. Product manufacturers, 4, and then a testing facility, 1. So there's only 1 testing facility that's basically going to take on this brand new industry to find some kind of standard. Now, I don't know exactly, we talked about that last time, like how do you really qualify like psychedelic experience and potency? There has to be some kind of like ratio of like metabolites or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But how that affects experience is kind of yet to be really determined. And then the other application types they have is owner handler, which I'm not sure exactly what that means, but 24 of those owners have been submitted, 19 handlers have been submitted, and these have been approved. 19 owners have been approved and 1 handler.
Wow.
So kind of interesting to see how this is going to take shape, and the legality of psilocybin's coming into the world right now. There's a great quote from a guy who's had some success at microdosing for PTSD, and he's a Marine, and he said, probably one of the greatest things I've done with my life, besides fighting for the country, is joining the psychedelics industry.
Wow.
So
crazy.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm excited to see, what these licenses take shape in, and what each one actually boils down to. But it's looking like they're making the right moves, and like things are actually moving forward. It's common to see like new legislation get passed like this, and then nothing really happens for a couple of years. But it seems like they're moving forward pretty quickly.
Yeah. 100%. And, I'm always interested in new startup ideas or like new industries, especially when it's a completely different category. And within, psychedelics, you have at least 3 I can see. You have kind of the whole microdosing community, which is really kind of for anybody. You have kind of like the shaman spiritual application, which becomes like a healing center, but it also retreats and like that kind of thing. And then you have more clinical kind of research and trials and stuff. So I'm just very curious to see how this is all going to shake out. And, when you look at this and there's 1 testing facility, it almost makes me want to put it in an application. I don't know anything about testing, but man, I could learn. And if you can, get 50% of the market, out of the gate, it seems like a great opportunity.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm sure that, people who are deeply involved with that kind of stuff already, like, here's your chance to legitimize anything that you've done or that you're going to plan on doing, and maybe you go and get a license in early and try to friggin' do something cool with this stuff.
Yeah, 100%, man. It's very interesting.
Cool.
Yeah, people can check that out, dnm.colorado.gov. You can see kind of like all this whole application process, which looks pretty black and white. So that's cool. Another story I wanted to talk about is a Denver labor investigation of local strip clubs. And it's one of Denver's most famous strip club, Diamond Cabaret. And what's interesting here is that this is an investigation of like not paying minimum wage, but the numbers are unbelievable. I think it's 13 million, almost 14 million dollars in back pay that Denver labor has determined that these dancers are due.
Wow. That is
Which
crazy.
is
So they're not paid a wage. They just essentially operate off tips, which
right.
is legal.
Exactly. And they were paid, I think, minimum wage in the similar way that servers are, is that's what's on the book. The obviously the vast majority of their money comes in cash tips. But in that industry, I guess it's not uncommon that they have like they have deductions from their salary based on like stage time and then based on like certain penalties. So like if you're late or something, they deduct. And so with the penalties, it created this backlog of back pay. They're saying that obviously this is going to go to court, but I think it's an interesting illustration in a couple of things that's hitting Denver right now. In particular, Mayor Johnson just said that he's in favor of doing a 20% service charge for all restaurants to basically fight inflationary costs of food, but also just kind of the restaurants that are struggling and people like they weren't very happy about it, adding an additional 20% to the tab. But restaurants are struggling, and they're struggling because of payroll. If they tripled their payroll, like now they're having a hard time keeping the doors open. So, the solutions now are actually hurting the industry, because if these, whether it's, strip clubs or restaurants, you board up, it's like the dancers are gonna be like, no, you took my livelihood. Like this didn't help. So it's just interesting to see like legislation sometimes, like what are the actual, it's like no good deed goes unpunished, right?
Yeah, definitely. Same thing with the restaurants too. If it ends up making the restaurant closed and everyone who worked there is out of a job.
Totally. Yeah. Now they don't have now they can't earn a living, and probably maybe they lost money. And I know I worked in the restaurant industry forever, and I don't want to pool tips or have a salary. No way. It's merit based. Like I know Joe over there, he's terrible. He should get paid less than me because I'm going to kick butt and I want to make the money. I don't want to pool my money with Joe. Nobody likes Joe.
Nice.
So, and there was one more story this week that really caught my attention, which was AJ's Smoke Shack that we've talked about multiple times. I have it on the website. It's probably number 2, maybe number 3 best barbecue spot in the city. This is the place that got a Michelin star for their freaking Texas barbecue last year. Wow. It's extraordinary. Well, all of the employees, I think on Friday, basically said, we quit. We all quit at the same time. So same thing. The owner of this restaurant earlier in the year shut down 3 other restaurants they had here in Denver and moved to Mexico, and where they have a couple restaurants there. And so what happened is they're also getting sued for back wages because the owner of the restaurant was basically paying his staff with Venmo, and he owed them a bunch of money and they weren't getting paid. And there was all kinds of, lies, I suppose,
This is some shady stuff going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of these owners, honestly, are not the best types of people. So I mean, there's more than just a reason of food prices increasing and labor wages, minimum wages increasing as well for these restaurants shutting down. I think a lot of the owners and shady practices contribute to that as well.
I agree, man. It's wild for like a restaurateur who's like as well lauded as this guy. This guy's like kind of famous, especially in Denver. But him and his wife fled to Mexico. I think they're from Canada, so they might be just being like, tip of the hat to America. We're out, and leaving like all this staff, in the lurch. The problem is they quit, and because they were paid kind of cash under the table, like the Department of Labor is not going to help them out with unemployment or anything. It's just like they're just basically done. So my heart goes out to those guys. I know they'll scramble and work hard because they had such a great product there. I mean, Mrs. Estes and I ate at AJ's last week, and it was great.
Crazy.
Yeah.
They should just start it. They should just keep the restaurant going and become employee owned and run it like that.
So the employees are on the hook for the under the table funds they received. That's that's crazy.
Well, I don't think they are, but they haven't been paid, I think, in weeks. And so, like they're basically just keeping the restaurant going while they're in Mexico, but they kind of published it on Reddit, and it was kind of funny. The people were like, well, if you guys stick around for a while and have extra food, that we'll buy it and not run it through the register, and we might just donate the money that trying to come up with solutions to kind of help these people out a little bit. When I don't want to jump to conclusions on the owners, but like at face value, it seems kind of scummy. And honestly, working in like restaurant industry for a long time, it's not uncommon. The kind of folks that like have the audacity and bravery to open up a restaurant, oftentimes, man, cut corners and ethically, maybe questionable.
They're also
Why?
being sued for selling their house in the US for cash when there was a lien on it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. So they sold for me, I always assume it's a pillowcase full of like Benjamins and just like, just yeeted up to Mexico. But that's the thing too, is like they have 2 restaurants in Mexico. So it's not like you can't go knock on their door,
Yeah.
And depending on how much back wages you owed, it's like, hey, ticket to Mexico costs $300. Let's go see what's up. I don't know. Not to mention the karmic ripple of like doing something like that. It's not good. It's not good. But the barbecue's so good, I kind of forgive them. You know what I mean? Like,
Wow.
I don't know. So yeah, that's a couple of things. We'll keep it moving, man. Tom, I know you got a great announcement. You got some events coming up. Like, let's pass it over to you, buddy.
Absolutely. Let me scroll down here. All right. So we are super excited to talk about this. Something that we were really happy with last year, and we're excited to be partnering this year. The Denver Ramen Festival is back. Ramen is coming, and April 5th, 2025 at the Stockyard Event Center, the Denver Ramen Festival from drinkdenver.co is going to be coming back in. This is going to be your number 1 spot to try the most ramens in Denver in a single day. They have 2 separate sessions that are going down. They're 3-hour sessions for GA. You can get a little bit longer if you go VIP or early entry, but even 3 hours is more than enough time to get your money's worth. I've been going to these types of festivals and shows all over town over the past couple of years, and man, 3 hours is plenty of time to get all the sampling and drinking in that you could do. So not only are you getting ramen from all of the top restaurants around town, but you also are getting unlimited drinks while you're there for your session as well. And I mean, these are just such a great time. There's no better way if you're a ramen enthusiast, or if you like any sort of thing. They got barbecue festivals, they got taco festivals. We love these types of events, and I'm personally biased because ramen is my thing. So
It's over 60 vendors, right?
Yeah, over 60 vendors. You're going to have 3 hours to try as much as you possibly can. You are definitely going to be full of broth and alcohol by the time you're done with this. But man, it's going to be so much fun. We're proud to announce that this year we're going to be partnering with the Drink Denver team and the Denver Ramen Festival to promote this. So we're going to be over there. There's a good chance that I might be doing a small little guest judging segment where we're going to have a couple categories and I'll rate my favorites for each of those. We're going to be creating some awesome content around this. So we're super hyped to be in with the Drink Denver team this year. We're going to have an interview with some of their team members later on this month, where we're going to be giving away VIP tickets to the festival. And each week now until the festival on April 5th, we are going to be giving away 2 tickets to the Denver Ramen Festival. So starting this week with this episode right now, you'll be able to go over later on today or tomorrow to our TikTok page and see the giveaway post. All you're going to need to do is make sure that you follow What's Good Denver and at Drink Denver on TikTok. And then you're going to need to like the post and comment tagging somebody that you would like to go with, because we're going to be giving away 2 tickets each week. So make sure you stay tuned in to us and check out the Denver Ramen Festival. They're on Instagram as well. You can follow them over there. The account is at Denver Ramen Festival on Instagram and Facebook. This first giveaway is going to be on TikTok this week, so keep an eye out. One last thing, if you want to go on and purchase tickets, you can head to their Eventbrite page, or just head to denverramenfestival.com. When you're at checkout, you can use the promo code SLURP, SLURP, get 10% off of your tickets. So, man, we're super hyped for this one, and
Powerful promo code. I love that.
Promo code SLURP.
Slurp.
Get it in there. Yeah, I mean, ever since last year's festival, we've been super excited to partner again. I'm going to show a visual real quick, just some of the participating vendors that we have here. Sushi Kuro, Heavenly Tacos, Chopsticks Fusion, Geisha Japanese, Jinya Ramen, Mecha Noodle Bar, and it is endless. So there's so many options that you're going to be able to try here. We've got confirmation that the sample sizes will probably be around like a 4-ounce cup size, not even a full cup size, just so that you can get the most out of your experience trying the most ramens possible. And yeah, we're excited. We're going to be talking about this all month leading up, have a great interview scheduled for the 18th, and we're going to get a nice inside look as to what it's like to, manage this type of company, run these festivals, source these participants, and like all the logistics behind something like that. It's really pretty fascinating. We already spoke with some members of the team, and we think that you guys are going to like to hear about it as well. So like I said, stay tuned in. We're going to be doing giveaways each week, and the first one's starting just this week. So keep an eye out on TikTok and get in there.
Love it. This is a match. Yeah, this is a match made in heaven, man.
This is it. Yeah, we've been thinking about this ever since last year's Ramen Festival. We had a post on there that got a ton of views. A lot of people were really excited about it. So this year we're starting it off early, letting everybody know you got just about a month to get ready, get your tickets, and get up there. I mean, Stockyards Event Center, this is a big deal. It's going to be a big festival.
It'd be huge, man. Super stoked. And we have a month to talk about it, which we're going to be going on and on. Maybe we should do a ramen challenge for next week or something.
Yeah.
We could all come with like a favorite ramen to recommend.
Okay, for sure.
That
we could definitely do. We could absolutely do it. And yeah, I'm excited for everybody to hear about, what it's like sourcing these participants, going around finding the top ramen restaurants around the city and getting them to participate. It's really fascinating, like the work that goes into this stuff, and it's all really great for the participants as well. So just getting down to like, we're always talking about how restaurants are struggling, and it's events like this that can help people discover new restaurants, find their new favorite bowl of ramen, and potentially keep a place alive,
No doubt. So long as they don't have a 20% service charge.
Yeah.
Mayor Johnson.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. And the other thing is, like, as we're giving away these tickets, which is so fun to do, I want to make sure we talk about this too. It's like, we're going to have 2 winners a week, but I don't want to create 100 losers a week. Mm-hmm. So be gentle with us, ladies and gentlemen, as we figure this out. What we'll probably do is like figure out the qualified people, and then maybe write their names in a hat and do a video of pulling it out. I just want to make it super clear to everybody that it's not going to be Troy's cousin winning every week,
Yes, the winners will be randomly selected.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Randomly selected, 100%. So we want to make sure that everyone has an equal opportunity to participate and win. But
Definitely.
yeah, thanks to those folks for making this happen for us. It's very cool. What else you got on tap this week, Tom?
Yeah, let me come through it. So, other things going on that I'm excited about. I'm going to be at this. We have Troy Boy at the church on Thursday. So, Thursday night show. I mean, Troy Boy is a huge name. This is a trap music pioneer, trap bass music pioneer, in my opinion. At the church nightclub, which is obviously one of the coolest spaces in town.
No doubt.
They, a lot of people complain sometimes about the age limit. This is going to be an 18 and up show. Sometimes they're doing like 16 and up there, but I think that is on the way out because they actually recently were acquired by Insomniac, I believe. This nightclub is really cool on the inside. It's an old, church converted into a nightclub with multiple floors, multiple rooms, and the main room is really sick the way they have it set up. So Troy Boy, Thursday, I'm going to be there. You're in the door for $44.95.
Nice.
See Troy Boy.
He's a legend. French guy, right?
Is he French?
I thought he was. I could be wrong.
He is definitely a legend. And I mean, he's consistently been putting out the best trap music and bass music bangers for like 15 plus years, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
So I will be there. That's for sure. Another thing that I was calling out, we actually, we met these folks, I believe, at the podcast movement, but another fellow Denver podcast, the CityCast Denver, is going to be. Shout out to those guys. They are doing an indoor fair with Urban Flair. So CityCast Denver presenting this event. It's going to be on Saturday this weekend, March 8th, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Indoor Flair at Asterisk. It's over on Park Avenue. Cool place, type of event center type place that does all different things. But CityCast Denver is proudly presenting Heyday, an indoor fair with Urban Flair. Offers a distinctly Denver take on all the nostalgic state fair cornerstones, including kitsch-forward drinking, inflatable fun and amusement, carnival games and prizes, grandstand entertainment, and fringe performances from local artists. So, I mean, it sounds awesome. I saw this today, and I remember, us talking to the CityCast people back at Podcast Movement. I think we're going to have to get them on here one day, too.
Yeah, I know. Actually, I know Paul listens to the show. So, Paul, you got to come on our show and promote your stuff. I'm super excited. Paul and Bree have been like instrumental in podcasting in Denver for more than 10 years.
Absolutely.
Love their show. Yeah, super cool.
Definitely. So you can get your tickets. Just go ahead and Google the Heyday by CityCast Denver. It's an Eventbrite page that I got on the screen here. Your tickets are coming down to about $17, $18 for adults.
Easy.
Kids, you're in there for under $13. Get down to the fair. Why not? It's gonna be all local stuff, supporting local artists, cool Denver themed attractions. So I think that is certainly worth checking out, especially for the kiddies out there. And
Love
then I had one more thing here. But we've been talking about this art space a few different times. They have a new exhibit, and I've heard that it's one of the coolest art spaces in the city at the moment. The Spectre Art Space, or Spectra Art Space, presents duality, life, death, and rebirth. So the opening party for their new spring art showcase, free wine, beer, tarot readings, discounted access, and more. So it looks like this, they have a butterfly here, and I wonder if this is going to be themed around the transformation of caterpillars into butterflies because we have life, death, rebirth.
Oh, I like it.
That's just my assumption here, but here we go. About the art. In true Spectra fashion, the show will feature artworks in a multitude of mediums, from painting, sculptures, jewelry, collages, and oddities. As we head into springtime, we invite artists and viewers to contemplate the beauty found in both endings and beginnings, offering a narrative of hope and resilience within the eternal cycle of creation and decay. Sounds deep. I know that this art space is becoming very popular, so I think anything they do is going to be pretty sweet. So yeah, check it out. Free wine and beer, exclusive gifts for the first 30 art purchasers. There's going to be an art raffle, coffee, tarot readings. What more do you need if you're looking to see some cool art this weekend? That's going to be on Saturday, again, from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Sounds awesome.
That's what we got.
Yeah, it makes me think about like what's a chrysalis in my life. When I walk in like a grub, and you have a chrysalis, and then you become a butterfly.
Mm-hmm.
I think historically it's been like a good fire with some bros. Like get a fire going well enough that you don't want it to stop. That you start looking at the furniture a certain kind of way, being like, do we really need that chair? Because let's put that on that fire.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Cool. Thanks, Tom. I got just a couple of things. I know we're pushing here. Okay, first thing for the kiddos, March 9th, Harlem Globetrotters. They're going to go beat the heck out of the Washington Generals again. But those guys are always amazing. It takes me back to when I was a kid, man. Harlem Globetrotters was on Scooby-Doo. Great moment. Great crossover.
Mm-hmm.
We have the Sand Creek Massacre, the betrayal that changed Cheyenne and Arapaho people forever, at the Colorado Historical Society. This is reoccurring daily, so it's 10 to 5. So you can go check out the Sand Creek Massacre, which I feel for Denverites, this is a critical piece of Denver history that you got to check out. Also, be remiss if we didn't talk about Denver Restaurant Week a little bit. I'm going to get into it next week a little bit more about participating places, but you have several different price points, 25, 35, 45, or 55 per person. And of course, this is a giant Denver restaurant tour that you can check out. A great experience. I haven't done it in a couple of years, but man, Restaurant Week is a lot of fun and a great way to try a bunch of new spots.
Mm-hmm.
We have, okay, the last one I'll mention is Pitch a Friend, Gen X night. It's come to this. It's come to this.
Whoa. Okay.
Pitch a friend.
Yeah, watch people pitch their single friend, or maybe meet somebody in the crowd.
Wow.
So,
Whoa.
if you could imagine a more cringy, like 40 and 50-year-old crowd of like, hey, I was bad-mouthing Joe earlier, but actually he's a pretty good guy.
So is there going to be like slide presentations or,
yeah, like a PowerPoint?
Yeah.
How interactive can you get with the pitch? If somebody asked me to do it, I would take it seriously. I'd make sure you want to win, right?
Someone's going to be interested.
This sounds pretty funny.
Yeah. So that sounds fun. That's gonna be at the Vesper Lounge. That's tonight, 6 to 9 p.m. If you can catch this on Tuesday, go pitch a friend. Go be a solid wingman and pitch your buddy who needs a little help. I don't know why, to me, they're all going to be men, but it doesn't seem like women really need a friend to help them. They'll be all right.
Gen X night. Okay, so 40 plus. There must be, different pitch groups for different age groups. Maybe they're going to be doing a couple of different things. I've been seeing this new Beehive app, by the way, a few times, Ryan. It looks like a few of the events that you found are on here. We got to check that out.
Oh, you know what? Cool. It's probably because our newsletter goes on Beehive. So I think when I put it into that and then paste it in, it does like the link traffic thing. So it like changes the link, I think.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Is what it does.
Okay. Sweet.
Yeah. But Pitch a Friend sounds good. It seems like they should probably add yoga to this and like
some goats.
Yeah.
And some goats. Dude, Pitch a Friend with goats and yoga.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
Absolutely.
winner, man.
Pitchafriends.com. Wow.
Cool. I'm the kind of person that when a comedian's bombing, it's really funny to me. So like cringe events is right up my alley. That's something I would really enjoy.
I don't think
Let's.
I've ever seen a comedian bomb in person. I feel like that would be such an uncomfortable experience.
Oh, it's painful. It,
Man,
it's it's painful, especially. I mean, there's some comedians that can pull it off and it'll kind of turn on the audience. But like if they put their joke out there and it's just crickets, like that, they start to implode. You just see them like, ugh,
that's not a good, no, that's bad. It's all bad.
it's
Yeah,
bad.
yeah. No, I've seen some real bombs out at the open mic nights around here, but it's all in good fun, They still got up there, but I think nothing prepares you more for people to just tragically bomb than Kill Tony does. So
Totally.
I'll watch that every once in a while and get my guard up to be able to watch some real life bombs go down.
Yeah. Well, not everyone can be improv champions like Tom Donahue,
Exactly.
For some of us, we got to work on it.
Disqualified improv champions. I bet there will be some bombs going down at Pitch a Friend night though, because I think people will be like, oh, this will be fun, let's do it, and then they'll get on stage. They're not thinking about it being like an open mic comedy thing. They're thinking about, oh, I'm gonna just talk about my friend, and then they get up there and they're gonna blow it.
Dude, you ever seen it like at a wedding reception when the best man is delivering the speech for the groom, and he's like really mean, or he's like divulging something that he thought would be funny, and you're like, ooh, don't say that.
No.
No.
That's the worst. I mean,
That's the worst.
I've
That's
thankfully seen a lot of good ones. What was that,
Yeah.
Troy?
I said that's rough.
Yeah. I've thankfully seen mostly good wedding speeches, so hopefully it stays like that. I don't know. That might be too much for me to handle.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen more like rather than best man or maid of honors bombing their speeches, I've seen like parents bomb their speech at weddings more.
Oh no.
That's rough.
Yeah.
That'll stick with you forever.
Mhm.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, we got a couple of minutes. Let's just wrap with highlights from last week. Last week, I did a mad tour through the Midwest. My daughter's going to college in the fall, and we're undecided. So I toured William Woods University, I toured Mizzou, and I toured KU. Takeaway: Mizzou is an absolutely extraordinary place. Who knew?
Wow.
What an amazing college. KU and William Woods were pretty cool too, but man, Mizzou is up there. I would say, like, CU Boulder really is an upper echelon kind of, the USC, Oregon, these kind of like just the vibe on the campus. Dude, Mizzou's up there. It was really cool. So had a fun time doing that.
The campus itself looks so gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really incredible.
Checking it out right now. So what is that, like a 12, 13-hour drive or something?
It's a straight shot on 70. So I think we made it in like 10.
Oh, nice.
We got tacos and stuff on the way. So, if she chooses to go there, it's like, I went to Durango, Fort Lewis College, and it was 9 hours. And that's 2 mountain peaks, and like driving to Durango is exhausting. But like, dude, on I-70, man,
Just
you
straight
could
there.
you kind of forget about what you're doing, put on a couple podcasts, and you're there.
That's
Mhm.
crazy because, like, in the grand scheme of things, it's so much farther away.
I know. Yeah.
But you could just go in a straight line. You don't gotta
Yep.
drive around the mountains.
You just do 90 the whole way. There's no turns.
Yeah, and that area too, the Great Plains speed limits are, I mean, I think the signs really say like 75. I've even seen like over 80 in some places for the speed limits.
Yeah. And I didn't see any stadies. There was nobody out there speed trapping. I think they're just like, dude, just get through. Just keep it moving.
Let's go.
Yeah.
It's nice because, she can be far enough away to where she's not home, but like you could still get back and forth if you really needed to. You're not like at the whim of a flight. Like if you really had to, you could just get in the car and get there.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Is like, I mean, it's a long day, but like you could literally eat breakfast in your dorm room and have dinner at home.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Cool.
yeah.
Cool.
And I'm sure also a quick St. Louis to Denver, Kansas City to Denver flight. Even you could get up to Des Moines, but that's maybe a little farther. Those flights are probably pretty cheap to Denver.
Totally, couple $100 to Kansas City, no
Yeah.
big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Speaking of
Nice.
flights, when dive into my highlight, I just bought a flight to Montreal at the beginning of July to go see the Montreal Jazz Fest,
Ooh,
which is a
Whoa.
free festival, or portions of it are free. But the tickets were so cheap. It was like $303 round trip to fly out
Wow.
of San Diego Airport. So yeah, I'm gonna be going to the Montreal Jazz Fest in July or end of June, early July. Super excited for that. It's a bunch of really cool artists are gonna be playing there, and never been to the city too, so just gonna explore. I was
Yeah.
sick,
definitely,
man.
yeah, definitely a big highlight from this last weekend.
Dude, and this is a legit jazz festival.
Yeah, yeah, they have a ton of artists, and it's like all over the place at different venues throughout the city. A lot of it's free. Some of the artists you do have to pay for, like a separate ticket. Um, but yeah, I'm really excited just to go check it out. And there's a couple artists I really want to see on there. So super excited for that.
Nice.
Nice, man.
Yeah, that's solid for a round trip. San Diego essentially to the opposite corner of the
hmm
continent. or
It was like half the price. Well, like flying out of LAX was double the price of San Diego.
Wow.
Like, I almost bought it straight out of LAX, and I was like, let me just check San Diego Airport, and it ended up being like way cheaper. So for whatever reason, I don't know.
That's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
I bet that's gonna be really cool.
That's cool. Hell yeah, man.
San Diego. Sweet. My highlight, um, you know, quick shout out to ETH Denver, of course. Always a good time. Felt a little bit smaller this year, but it was nice because you didn't feel too overwhelmed to trying to see everything. In a day you could knock out that floor and see all the cool experiences, booths, whoever you wanted to talk to, whatever merch you wanted. It was all really simple and easy this year. It wasn't too overwhelming. But then other quick shout out. One of my favorite highlights of the week was actually hitting the black box on Thursday last week for some
Nice.
bass music. Big Nut Chuck, my buddy over there, had an awesome set and just some really, really cool new bass music to go over in here. So that's always the spot to do it if you want it in Denver. The black
That's
box.
the DJ name, Big Nut Chuck.
Big Nut Chuck.
Good one. I like that.
Yeah, that's
It
amazing.
was great.
Powerful.
Very powerful. For his debut, he had the full inflatable squirrel suit, but he determined that mixing with the inflatable on is really tough, so he ditched it for this last show.
I can imagine if the forearm area would be like bumping faders and knobs and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So, shout out to Big Nut Chuck in East
Nice.
Denver.
Nice. Yeah, I was bummed I missed ETH Denver in its entirety. I had that impromptu opportunity. I was like, well, we're going to the Midwest, but I was looking at the events calendar. I was like, dang, man.
Yeah,
Next year it is.
it's a good time. It's always something cool to check out, and you just get loaded with free, pretty high quality stuff. I mean, we got sweatshirts, t-shirts, long sleeves. I got a lot of socks this year. I've been missing some matches in my sock drawer, so I stacked up some new matches. That was nice.
I remember last year they had like the chips that had the NFTs like baked into the merchandise. Were they doing anything cool like that this year?
They have it in like your badge, so you can scan and get someone's contact if you wanted. They weren't as forward with all the chip stuff like they were last year, but they have the popes and everything, which allow you to like scan to prove that you've met a certain person, or there's all these challenges and like quests you can go on around the festival if you're into like gamifying it in that way. But no, it wasn't as much chipped merch this year. I think they, had that partnership last year that really, highlighted that. But this year, still lots of stuff that you could scan, lots of NFCs all over the place.
Totally. Cool. Let's leave it there, guys.
Well, let's do it. I'm excited. I'm actually
Appreciate you guys.
I'm gonna walk down to the Denver Public Library outside. I think I need a library card.
Nice. I've heard the library card just to get the audiobooks, the free audiobooks, is well worth it.
And that's one thing that is driving me down there today, because there's a app and everything. Once you have the card, you can just get the audiobooks right to your phone for free.
Sick.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So I'll be providing reviews on that throughout the coming weeks. That experience.
Nice. You're gonna rack up a bunch of late charges on audiobooks.
I think it's free, so I don't think there's gonna be charges. I don't know. I'm gonna go find out the details and
Never know.
report back.
Never know.
Cool. All right, guys. Appreciate you guys. Shout out to our sponsors, kitcaster.com. Check them out. And samanafloat.com. Check them out as well. And it's going to be fun, man. We're giving away tickets to Ramen Fest. So stay tuned to the show.
Yes, sir.
All right. Talk to you guys.